Okay, so if you're wondering what's written in orange, it's none of your business. Anyways, what I wanted to like kind of just talk about, because I like to do my rants in my favorite shirt, is why do people cope by comparison? Um, I've met a lot of people that do that, like even family members and stuff, where they'd be going through something, and rather than change or try to do better, what they would do is be like, oh, there are people in the world doing worse than me. Like, I have a friend, and, you know, before I say that, I have spent the whole of 2023 just observing people and patterns. And again, I've said this before, while people don't believe in zodiac signs and stuff, I think everything matters, from the time, the date, everything, like when you're born. And there's a reason why I am proudly a Sagittarius. Because, like I've noticed things about Sagittarians that I love. Nicki Minaj, Asho, Jay-Z, to name a few. And myself, obviously. But, I feel like some people. So there was a time, I have a brother, my brother right after me, he's a Leo, and very stubborn, very, it's like never wanting to do the necessary work to get to where he needs to be. It's kind of like you're expected to just fall out of the sky, and that's not how things work. Always feeling obligated, like somebody, like I'm obligated to do things for him and stuff because like I'm his older sister. Anyways, the story that I'm gonna talk about in terms of how people use other people or other situations or compare themselves to others to cope with what's going on in their life rather than change. So I have a friend, he's a Leo, very standoffish. I'd say he's an extrovert. Loves to have fun, you know what I mean? Loves to be the center of attention, and it's like, you know what? Okay, cool. So he has a wife, and she has been trying to get pregnant, as an example. And, of course, he tells her stuff like, you know what, just wait and stuff. But, like, sometimes it's you too, right? Like, sometimes you have to change things about you to help the situation or to help your wife or whatever, your girlfriend, to be better. So she lost his girlfriend, lost her kid more than once. And what he says is stuff he says, I am not stressing myself. Immediately made it about him because everything has to be about him, right? The center of attention. So he says, I'm not stressing about it. When it happens, if it has to happen, it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? She's always his girlfriend is always stressing about stuff. Like, she's always stressing herself out. Very laid back type of guy. Even I don't even really like the way that he treats his girlfriend. It's almost like he's with her for comfort. In a sense where, I don't want to say it this way, but I feel like sometimes guys go after girls that aren't as good looking compared to them so that they can take advantage of them. So he's very much, like, I'd say, better looking than his girlfriend. Like, his girlfriend, to be blunt, is overweight and, like, which she needs to obviously do what she needs to do to bring herself into a good place so that she could keep her kids. rather than like continue to try and then lose it and then be sad about it. But even him, he doesn't really understand that. It's kind of like bringing it back to him, and saying things to her like, there are people in the world going through worse things than us and stuff. And like, I just never understand that, because that's never what it is. You can't compare yourself to other people every time to make yourself feel better or to cope with things. It's really like, if you want something to happen, you have to do what's necessary. For example, I'd say his girlfriend should eat healthier, not stress herself out, not go to work as much. But it's like keeping doing the same things, and then you, as the man who's supposed to be more helpful, caring and loving, you bring it back to yourself and say, I'm not worrying about it. And, I just find it so weird. And it's like, even when you try to tell these people things, these Leos, it's like, it's not the first time. I've like encountered a lot of people who are under the zodiac sign Leo that just, it doesn't matter what you say to them, they just stick to what they're doing. And it's never healthy. Like, it's just like the arrogance of just thinking that I shouldn't tell you. Well, like, even as a friend, you try to like tell these people what's right, and they just overlook it. So I don't think I've ever went through a situation where something didn't work out for me, where I said, oh, there are people, maybe when I was much younger and I didn't know anything, but now as an adult, if something didn't work out for me the way that I wanted it to, I don't think I would ever be like, oh, there are worse people. I mean, think people going through worse and stuff. I feel like for me, it's really just centering myself and deciding that, if I want this, I need to work harder and I need to change certain things about myself. Because what does it do for me to compare myself to others? Like, even when, like, whatever I'm doing, I just focus on me. I can't focus on what other people are doing or compare myself to other people to make myself feel better, because I'm nobody else. I'm just me. But people do that a lot, and I just find it very weird and annoying. I just hate when people do it, because why are you comparing yourself to other people? Really and truly, I feel like, obviously, people that like comfort and never want to get out of like their comfort zone are the ones that mainly do that, because I mean, to change takes a lot of sacrifice, right? So rather than change, you rather make up stories in your head and talk about like other people. Um, well, it's never the healthy choice, obviously, because I mean, in the example that I gave, if they continue to just like stay as they are, and for example, his girlfriend doesn't choose to make healthier decisions, he doesn't choose to be a better man, how is the situation going to change? Maybe a miracle. There are people that believe in miracles. So, I guess in that way, I don't know. I just don't, that's never a good thing to do. You should center yourself, understand the situation, do your research. Change is hard. If it wasn't, everybody would be who they really wanted to be. So, yeah, I just wanted to say that, and to let people know that comparing to cope is just a lazy way to deal with things, when all you really need to do is change.